child. Let's get started. So bring in a beautiful smile here. Gently gazing up, roll your shoulders. If you're able to stand, please do. Otherwise, straighten up the body, lengthen, lengthen. Nice, beautiful posture, whatever you're able to do. If you have to sit, just sit nice and tall here. Deep breath in, place your palms together, lift, lift, lift. Inhale those arms all the way up and exhale down. Again, deep breath in. Good, so now the facial yoga. So we'll start with a beautiful smile. Remember, smile stands for see more in life every day. See more in life every day. So create that beautiful smile within. Whatever's going on, it's always okay to ask, is this actually true? If we're ever hard on ourselves, because I know a lot of people can be, bring in that light, that love, and gently bring your bottom lip over your top lip, stretching out that chin, stretching out the neck. Good, and we're actually uplifting the jaw. Good, combating the turkey neck, the loose skin there. No more gobble gobble. You got this. Good. We're gonna puff out those cheeks now, puff out the cheeks. And we're gonna pop the bubble. Let's do that again. Puff out those cheeks and pop the bubble. And now just some eye exercises. So we're gently gazing up. I'm gonna keep my glasses on because of the sun. Gently gazing up. And remember that sun can penetrate to the retina, so it can burn holes in the retina if we look directly at the sun. So really gazing or using eye protective wear to protect your eyes here can be really beneficial if you're outside. Gently gazing up. UVA, UVB, UV400, just the really good lenses for your eyes. Good, and we're gonna look to our right, and I know you can't see my eyes, but I'm doing it. Look to your right, and then look to your left. Good, big smile again. Good, and we're just gonna massage out those cheeks. Nice lift in those cheeks. Massage out the forehead. We're gonna add a little bit to the neck as well, because everything's connected. So gently massage out the side of the neck here, just gently turning your head to the left and then to the right. Gently gazing up again. Reach the ear to the shoulder. Good, massaging out the opposite side of the neck and then on the other side, again with a smile. So it is Friday. Happy Good Friday, happy Easter, happy Ramadan, happy Passover, any other holidays. Happy Friday too, yeah, that's a good thing. I just want to send in that love to brighten your day. If you're working today, just make sure you're setting time for you. I know in our mindset too, we can be so hard on ourselves trying to get so much done. We can't do it all, but we can all do something. But what's more important is to ask yourself what's going to be most impactful for you that's related to your values. What's important to you to live life on your terms? Because honestly, sometimes we're living other people's dreams, other people's lives, and we're not actually making time for our own. And it's so important to start living life on your terms, being the best person you can be for you. And that's for your health, that's for your relationships, that's for your finances, that's for your outlook on life, that's for just like having energy in your body. Because if you want to wake up with purpose, it's called that ikigai, that it's a Japanese term for purpose or living, life. That's a simplified definition, but really getting out there and just making like, I really want to do this. This is what I love to do. And this is actually why I'm videotaping. It doesn't mean that I get nervous at times, but I still do it. I want to share the message for folks of being healthy and well, but public speaking, it can be terrifying. It can be scary, but the main part is you show up, and we know there's no perfection, just progress. You can always get better with this. If you look at my earlier videos, I had tons of ums and ahs, and it's okay if I do that now too, or likes. But the most important part is you keep sending that message of love and compassion, and that you can get better, you can improve, you can feel better, you can have energy. This is me on no coffee. Let's roll the shoulders back here. Good, and we're gonna add a little bit more from the facial yoga to a little stretch in those hips. And the side waist here, just reach all the way over to one side. Inhale up, and then all the way over to the other side. Oh, that feels so good. And then just a gentle twist, turning, and then turning the other way. So I always like to work the brain as well. We know something called cross crawls, or where we're working opposite sides of the body, can help too. So if you're able to do this, again, well, you can do this part, I'm sure you can. Just hold on to the opposite earlobes. Silly face here. Mwah. Give out some kisses. Mwah, mwah, mwah. And if you're able to, I just want you to squat here. Just gentle squats. Bend those knees here. Bend those knees. I know it looks a little silly, but what it does is working both sides of the brain. Then uncross those arms, and we're going to lift up your leg and opposite arm. So you can start on your left and then your right. So left foot to right hand. And just gently try to touch, but it's okay if you don't. I'm not touching yet. Then keep working on it, right? We have injuries sometimes in our bodies. We have to work with the body we were given, and just know that you are perfectly made. You are beautiful, beautiful light in this world. Your body is beautiful from the inside and out, and it comes from within with that mindset, with the divine working through you. Let's do that 2 more times. You might be getting your heart rate up. That's a good thing. And then one thing I did want to share, you might have heard this already about brown fat. When you're doing high intensity, so I'm doing some fast feet here, and remember, you can do this in a chair, so you can just tap your feet really fast. If there's any injuries, you can move your arms really fast too. Whatever high intensity type workout that you can do, high intensity type movement that you can do on a regular basis, it can actually create or help produce brown fat. And you might be saying, if you're not familiar with brown fat, what is that? Brown fat is metabolically active. What that means is it burns calories. As newborns, we have a lot of brown fat. You see those cushion on those babies, they look so cute with those big cheeks, and I love to squeeze those cheeks and pat around their bodies. And they can move so quickly, and they're so agile and, you know, flexible. It's a good thing, right? We want the brown fat because that's what burns those calories. It helps us if you're dealing with chronic disease, can help potentially with weight loss. It's unlike white fat. The white fat actually stores the fat, so that's more metabolically inert or not metabolically active like the brown fat. The high intensity workouts or the fast movements, as well as cold exposure. That's why I'm a big fan also. I start off warm, but at the end of my showers, I turn it to cold. But cold therapy, again, properly done, safely done, can actually really help produce that brown fat as well. Again, metabolically active, burns calories is what the studies are showing. I'm a big fan of that. And I have been doing more high intensity workouts. They don't have to be long. Not a lot of times it could just be for a few seconds. And we can all do something usually for a few seconds. You do the side, fast feet, to the back, woohoo, woohoo, shake it out, and add some like joy with it, some noise. Make sure your voice is heard. Now, if you're in a place like Dr. Gold, I can't be too loud. Have that inner voice right now, but you can do this in your car. You can do this out in your backyard where I am right now. And just bring in the joy, the laughter, the just upliftedness in our bodies. You know, I don't know if that's a word, but just to uplift our souls. Because when you can uplift your bodies, uplift your mindset, it's a wonderful way to start your day. I said today, this is gonna be an awesome day, woohoo, woohoo. And it is. And then, again, does things pop up? Absolutely. But because I already said this is gonna be an awesome day, I find better ways to cope. And if anything ever comes up over and over and over again, instead of getting emotionally attached to whatever is happening, step away. And it's okay to be that detective, to be that observer, that coach, that inner coach, and ask yourself, what can I do about this? So what I've been doing now is just write it down. So say, for me, honestly, I get upset if I'm trying to log into something and the password's not working. It's like incorrect password. I used to keep like trying all these different modes for different passwords and still not working. It's just wasting time. Now I just say reset password. It's just like so much easier. I was like, why was I doing that? It was my perfectionist attitude that I had to have it perfect. Keep moving with me. Keep moving, fast feet, fast arms, and let's do some twists. Let's do some twists. If you're able to do some light jumps here, ski jumper, side to side, baby, you got this. Woohoo, woohoo. Now, if you're able to, we're gonna do a little balance move as we're jumping. And again, you can step it too. We're just lifting up one leg and then the other. So this is the ice skater pose. Whee, whee, whee. So that 2 more times, you can do it. Your heart rate might be a little bit high, that's a good thing. A little bit faster, woohoo, and shake it out. Shake, shake, shake. But again, when you identify what's going on in your mindset, my husband, I love it because he's written this in his book, just to identify whatever is going on. He wrote a book called Beyond Emotional Intelligence. And he's actually, I think it's out, the audiobook, but definitely the hard copy is out there. And Beyond Emotional Intelligence is recognizing any triggers that trigger those emotions. Because you might have heard of emotional intelligence, I think it's called EQ or IQ, where you're just like focusing on wherever you are. It's EI, I could say this correctly. But the idea is if you're recognizing your emotions, wonderful. But what about those triggers that cause those emotions? Now, I know I just saw the podcast with Mel Robbins and Tracy Marks, awesome podcast, by the way, about ADHD and just how sometimes we have things that happen to us, but we can't control that initial anxiety, but we can put the brakes on it. I agree with that as well. It's so important. But sometimes you can identify. I know when I'm going down that rabbit hole, more because I've been meditating and paying attention. If I don't want to do that anymore, I'm stepping back a few steps and not even pressing on that accelerator. So I think there are ways, sometimes we still get hijacked, don't get me wrong, but you can find a way to kind of see what works for you to treat that outcome. So and that's where, I have patients on some plant medicine for this. I have patients on some supplements. There's different remedies, natural remedies, including mind-body techniques to even help you navigate where your tendencies are, and also things we inherited from our family that can make a huge difference too. Let's raise up those arms now. Just gently reach again all the way over to your right and all the way over to your left. Gently back here. Just wave those arms forward and back. Big smile. Good, and a little hula here. Just circle those hips around and circle the hips around the other way. Oh, that feels so good. Nice stretch for the back. I know I'm kind of diverging for a moment. I just want to share this stretch and then we'll go back to what I was just saying. This is a great stretch for low back pain. So just remember, one of the key joints for low back is your lumbosacral area. It's the area when we're sitting a lot, which can get just tight. And also it's where the hamstrings originate. So really important to release the cat-cow sequence where we're kind of moving our pelvis back and forth, kind of rounding those hips and then releasing is a great modulator for that low back. So let's do that first, and then I'll get back to what I was just mentioning about the mindset. So again, identifying a trigger and then recognizing what is the pattern that maybe where we get hijacked. So playing detective, observing, and then asking yourself, what can I do about this? And the second part is doing something, a new behavior, because if you don't change anything, we're going to keep repeating. So you first notice and just be the observer. Remember, you're not your thoughts, you're not your body, you're not your mind. You can be the observer of all that. And we are energetic beings. We can change and shift things. We can't destroy it, we can't create it, but we can change things. And that's the constant, is change, right? So when we recognize if something's happening, what is the outcome that I'd like to see instead of? And of course, we can model success, we can model people who've done it differently, or just choose to do something a little differently. And I've been starting to do that, where just showing up for me, first identifying what that is, because if you don't know where you want to go, it's like, well, what do I do now? If you identify, like for my knee right now, I had an injury where I have a Baker cyst, and again, I'm not owning the disease or the illness, but it was there. My knee swelled up after I slipped while playing volleyball in the mud. And right now what I'm doing now is to check in with my knee, asking what it needs. And it's a lot of movement. The movement is actually helping. I talked to my doctors about it and they said absolutely, and it's getting better. I'm able to walk on it now. It's healing for me very quickly within like a month and a half now. So huge difference. But again, if I was in the mindset it's never gonna get better, it's gonna take so long to get better, or because of people your age, you're always gonna have a bum knee, you're never gonna be able to run this. I was like, nope, I'm not owning any of that. And I'm able to run now slowly. So maybe it's not a run, it's a crawl, but I'm able to move and power lift and do what I can do within listening to that area. Again, without injury, but with progress. So wherever you are at right now, check in with your body, see what it can do gently. Of course, get it looked at if you haven't, but just to check in, the body again is meant to move and have fun with it. So do some intuitive movement here. So check in with your body, any areas of stiffness, kind of shake those areas out right now. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And I love just kind of shaking out my legs. A lot of sprinters do this before they run. I've watched them, or when I see that before a race, they're just shaking. But I find that's a nice release for the low back as well. So I'll just show you from the back side, but it's kind of like a little jiggle in those legs. You might feel the jiggle in those hips as well. And it just is a nice release. You can jiggle the whole body too. I just kind of, it's a little silly, but it just feels so good. I just kind of jiggle my wrists, my feet. And again, it feels good to just shake out my knee a little bit as well. And again, check in with your healthcare provider. Make sure whatever I'm saying, again, this is not personal medical advice, but make sure it's okay for your body. But it just feels good. And when you're stretching, it should feel good. If you actually feel like you're hurting something, or you're in a class and you're actually overdoing, that's not good. It's okay to feel yourself working out and getting stronger, but if you feel like you're gonna tear or break something, stop. That's actual pain. That's a no-no. That's your body communicating with you that something's not good. I would say the same thing in a relationship. Love, in the long haul, I know we have ups and downs, but it shouldn't hurt. And if you're getting abused or anything serious is happening, please, please get that attention looked at. Get to experts, get help with that. Have a safety plan, how to get out of that situation. It's not good for you to be there. Let's take another nice deep breath. And a nice long ah. And again, I would never tell you what to do, but just that I'm caring for you. I just, on a personal level, have been in some relationships like that, and it's toxic. It's not healthy. It's good to find you and know that you are worthy of love, true love, like love that is coming from the inside, and someone to respect you and love you full-heartedly and treat you well. They shouldn't be hurting you or hitting you or verbally abusing you. That should not be. And if it happens, and unfortunately it does happen quite a bit, that's when we need to stand in within our own and figure out a way. And there is always a way. There's always a way to figure out, to get some help for this and to manage you. Because again, you want to uplift your beautiful light. Take another nice deep breath, palms up. And again, just gently circle around here. Reach, 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 and circle the other way. Good. We're going to close now with just a little Shavasana. So this is my mindful meditation or a time of reflection. You can use a different word for this, but just time for you to kind of set your intention for the rest of your day, the rest of your weekend, hand over your heart, and to know that you are a true blessing in this world. You're loved, you're meant to shine, you're meant to feel good, knowing that you are enough. You don't need to earn your worth. You're not an accident. You are here on purpose to do your purpose, to live your purpose. You're here to magnify the greatness within you, because we all have our gifts. We just need to let them shine. And even despite fear, because we all have fear, I have fear, we still go. We keep going and using that fear to ignite us to rise to that occasion. So I hear my acronym for fear is face everything and rise. Face everything and rise. So go a little bit taller here. My eyes are closed right now. I'm just seeing within and seeing the divine within me. So again, realize I can't take it all on. It's okay to give up some of that to your creator, to again, do your best. You can't control outcome, but output you can. So keep going. And sometimes just like planting a seed for a vegetable or something that we want to grow, a beautiful tree, it's not gonna grow tomorrow, the next day. It's not gonna grow in a week or a month. It sometimes takes a long time to tend to it before it bears fruit, and that's okay. We need to tend to our own garden because as we do so, it's amazing what can blossom, what can grow from that, and just all the people you affect along the way. Because when you shine, and again, I'm just a vessel here, but when you shine into your own light, you give permission for others to do the same. And it's powerful. And I think that message, especially now, it's hard with the markets, with political situations, with the environment. There's so much chaos going on. I don't want to deny what is happening. And I understand if any feelings you have are your own, that's your right to have any feelings you have. But it's also okay to recognize, can I shift some things if it's paralyzing me, if it's limiting me, limiting my thoughts, my actions, my behaviors, because I'm basing everything on fear. That's not going to help you grow. That's not going to help you shine to your true essence. And it's okay to ask, what message am I sending to others if I'm living like that? You don't want to live small, you want to live grand. And remember, it's the small steps that make the huge difference. So you can definitely do this one step at a time. You need energy, you need your health. That's why I'm sharing all these stretches and exercises, because if you're in pain, you're not going to be doing the stuff you need to do to feel good. You're just going to be either on medicines or just seeing doctors, doctor appointment. And of course, you need to do that. But long term, I want you to flourish. I want you to be able to do the things that you love to do, whether that's visiting with your family members, friends, playing games, doing stuff, going places, creating things, whatever it is for you. You need energy. You need abundant energy to do that. And that's why it's, again, starting with those small steps that can make the huge difference. So again, shine in your own light. Stay in your lane. You're not in competition with other people for how quickly to figure out something or get something done, but it's okay to learn from others so you can get it done quicker. That doesn't mean you can't fast track certain things, but don't feel like you have to compare yourself to everybody else. Because I honestly, sometimes on social media, I'm like, oh, she's so gorgeous, she's so perfect. But there's no one that's perfect. We have all the struggles. Sometimes they put their best foot forward. They're on one of their good days. You don't always see them, the background, or how many years they practice doing what they're doing. So when we see kind of a Michael Jordan out there, when he was playing basketball, it's like, wow, oh my God. But how many times did he miss? How many times did he not get into the varsity? I think initially he wanted to be on the varsity team when he was younger, and he didn't get on. Coach said, work harder. Thank God he did. But now he's, one of the greatest basketball players of all time. Whatever you want to do, you can be great. You have to start to be great. You have to work at it to be great. But the nice part is there's always that potential. So living to your greatness, to your ability, that is always possible. Let's stand tall and mountain here. See your greatness. See it shining throughout you. See your life, your love, your relationships blossoming. And again, be open to receiving, because honestly, if we keep our limitations, we keep our containers small, we're not going to be able to receive. So open up, open up, open up. And receive. Beautiful. So proud. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm Dr. Golds, and I just really believe in you. I'm so glad you're watching this, and please share this with others and subscribe to my channel. I'd love that. Hear your comments. Whatever you feel comfortable doing, I appreciate it. And lots of love. Live your best life. Take care. Toodles.